Quiet Warrior Show, where we help top leaders find their pathway to incredible success and a lifetime of happiness. Here is your host, Tom Dutta, the Quiet Warrior.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Quiet Warrior Show. My name is Tom Dutta, like Butta, and I'm so excited to have you here. We have a great guest today. She's in the green room, so let me talk to you for a moment about what we're doing. First of all, we want to recognize that in the last year and a half, we've been given some recognition for the show by FeedSpot. We're rated number 2 CEO podcast in the United States. In Canada, by FeedSpot, with the Canadian Leadership Podcast, top 10. And Million Podcasts, which is a storytelling rating agency, they said we're in the top 100 storytelling podcasts. So today we're live on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, and X. If you have a chat, you can talk to us. We can put your question on the screen and get our guest to interact. Give it a like on YouTube so that we share the algorithms and we get this great story out there. But thank you again for making it a successful show. We're booked out for 3 months with a wait list every week and more to come. So let me get this started. As many of you who have seen the show know that we do what's called the show hook. So stand by. We'll tidy all this up later because we are live. We'll edit it later. So let me get this all set up on my screen here. And okay, here we go. Stand by. What would it be like to introduce our guest from the inside out? Imagine a place with no running water, no electricity, a small village in the north of Thailand where light comes from the sky and the day ends when the sun does. Now imagine a little girl there. In harvest season, she's out in the fields with her father. She's working their seasonal tapioca business. The work is demanding. She learns early what purposeful work feels like. And at home, her grandmother teaches her something else entirely. How to heal with her hands, and later, a master in the village. Now to her, this is not a job. It is simply how people care for each other. And she's not dreaming of business. She's not dreaming of a brand. She's just learning 2 things side by side: how to work hard and how to be present with another person. So years pass, and one day she steps off a plane into a Canadian winter, into a new language, a new country, and almost nothing is familiar. And she doubts herself. There are days when she wants to give up. There are days the progress is invisible, where it feels like nothing is moving at all. And then, in 2005, she opens a single small spa. She's got no playbook, so she reinvests everything she has, and she bets on one quiet idea: that care is not a luxury you earn. It's something every person deserves. And one of her very first guests walks in carrying the weight of a hard divorce. After the treatment, she sits in the lobby with tears in her eyes and says, "This is the first time I've felt peace in months." And in that moment, my guest realizes she's not selling massages. She's offering people a way back to themselves. That single spa is now 8 across Greater Vancouver, with more coming. And she's handling the dream to others, opening her brand to partners across the country. So from a village with no power to calm, she has built across an entire region. So how does a woman start over with nothing in a country that was once a stranger to her, and build something that helps thousands of people breathe again? So let's find out together. Please welcome the founder and CEO of Sabai Thai Spa, Nuttha Goutier. Nuttha, welcome to the show. I'm going to put you back on here. There you are. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me here. I'm so excited to share my story.
I'm excited to have you here. So let's get started. I'm going to start us off. We're just going to be telling stories, but we'll start off by setting the scene. I'm going to read something to you. So I just shared, Nuttha, a little of your story, the village, the long road to Canada, the spa. When you hear your own journey told back to you like that, what do you think and feel?
It's amazing, and I would not regret anything, whatever I have gone through. and just build who I am. I'm just very grateful and gratitude. Life is is like a story, all of us. Our life is your own book, your own story. You get to choose to write your own story and your own book. And I
I
did.
love that. I love that. So let's put a picture on the screen. The audience who are watching will see this. What are we looking at there?
Yeah, this is just inside of one of my locations, Sabai Thai Spa. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very cool. I like the. You look great. I like the image on the back there.
Yeah.
Do you live locally in Canada? Is it what city are you in, or where would this be?
I live in in Vancouver now, and
Okay,
in BC in Canada. Yeah.
wonderful. Well, this is a treat because it's one of the first Canadian podcasts in a while I've done. Usually we have international guests. I live in Port Moody, British Columbia. And as I mentioned to you when you were in the green room, my wife and her best friend, they've been lifelong girlfriends, both met in banking industry, went to
Yeah.
your spa, and they loved it. So are you ready to go into Plato's Garden and tell some stories?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Okay, so let me set this up again. I'm going to put something on screen here and just stand by. So Nita, welcome to Plato's Garden. I'm going to explain this just for the audience, what you're seeing on the screen there. Plato was an Athenian philosopher during the classical period in ancient Greece, and he was a founder of the Platonist school of thought in the academy, from the Greek word academia, the first institution apparently of higher learning in the Western world. So you can see Aristotle and Plato there. And they used to walk and just talk, and they would have thoughts about their thoughts, which we don't do very well because we live in a fast-paced world.
Yeah.
So today what we're going to do, and you won't even know I'm doing this, but we're going to talk and weave your story through three areas. And what's going to happen is when the audience does critical thinking and they connect all the dots, we're hoping to find the deeper meaning of you and your story. So the first area will be macro. So what's happening in the world around you that influenced your public work. Two is mezzo, what was happening in your sector.
Yeah.
And then three is my favorite, micro. What was going on in your life? And sometimes we go right back to childhood. So I'm going to remove that off the screen.
Okay.
And I'm going to make us a little bigger there. And I'm going to start off by throwing the first thought out and we just talk. So we'll go into micro first. So Nita, take me back to the village in Chiang Rai. There was no running water, no electricity. What did a normal day feel like for you as a little girl?
Wow, that is I still have the picture very clear. We have no running water, no power, no electricity, no bike. We don't have a shoe. I remember my first shoe. We have one shoe, and then we use it all the way until to get a hole in the hill, and it just what I remember, the picture that I see is the joy that we have in the village. We work so hard. My my grandparent is the first generation who clear cut the land, and then you have to make your own land to make your own farm. You have to if you want to make the rice farm, you have to pull out all the weed, the stump, and everything. And the people work so hard in the farm, but what I love the most is the laugh, the joy, the community of the village, that people genuinely care for others
I love
without
it.
expectation of any return. And people will just be there for you if you are sick. People will go and sleep with you and help care for you. And if people want to build a house, maybe everyone just show up. All the 40 men will show up in your house to build your house. If you want to harvest your crop on your farm, people just
Wow.
show up without asking and
Yeah.
doing from the joy.
Well, that's amazing. And everybody, as you're watching, Nita, if you watch back, if you're listening, you might not see it, but as you're telling that story, you're smiling. You have this beautiful smile, but your inflection and you come alive, which shows that the true passion. I've never heard anybody recount their childhood village as good as you just did. We're telling stories here, so this is not about me just talking, listening to you. I'm going to share stories. So when you started talking, I saw a part of me and you. And it reminds me that my father left home when I was a kid, so I didn't really know him that well. But my great-grandfather came from India to Fiji to work on the plantations. Yeah. And I learned about all this recently in some research I did. But it was kind of what you were saying. They helped each other out. If there were problems, they just talked it through. And People built schools together. So I think it's wonderful. Let me throw this back to you. Your grandmother taught you to heal with your hands, and later a master practitioner. So when you first put your hands on someone and felt them relax, Nuttha, what did you do? What did that do to you, or how did you feel about it?
Because we have no hospital in the village, the what you call your wellness is part of life. You care for yourself. Care for yourself is not just only physical; it's your mind as well, right? You care from your inside out. That you have to what you call again here. If you don't have anything to say, just don't say it. That's just a quick way, but you always put things in your mind only good things. Like anything that's not good, it's like a weed going out on your farm. You just pull them out, and that's how you start from the inside. And then that way you keep your grounded, you keep yourself gratitude. And then for your body, it's the same thing. You're exercise, you're stretching every day, you do work in the farm, and then your body get achy and pain. You get massage often. We're using the herbal steam, herbal complex, herbal massage, and Thai massage, the pressure point and stretching. My grandfather who have the stroke, that where my grandma teach me, because I help her every day. We go and harvest the what you call again the herb, and then we smash them, we chop them, we lay out and wrap him every day. Less than a month, we after we wrap him, we unwrap it, and then we take off the herb. We give him massage every single day.
Wow,
Less than a month,
that's
he
incredible.
start to say out, and then his fingers start to move, and he start to able to talk, and he able to get up, and that is amazed me. Like, wow, actually someone have half body stroke that you did not think that he would return, but from the work that my grandma believed in, that like, okay, he will be, we just work like this, and then like Thai massage, stretching, massage, the herbal, it just combined together. It's very amazing me, and that what is make me want to learn more. I start to learn from the local village. I give my grandma, my dad, my uncle, my auntie, everybody massage at quite a young age. And I just
I'm all,
love it.
I'm feeling like I'm back in the village. What was your grandmother's name?
My grandma named Mom.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
I know that you worked in the field with your dad, and he must have taught you a lot. I think it's great to have you tell this story, because I've known about Thai spas, and as I just mentioned, my wife and her girlfriend went. I never really understood the perspective of this, what you just said. And I'm thinking in North America, I know people who have had strokes. My wife's mom
Yeah.
passed from a stroke,
Yeah.
and they put you in a place by yourself and on
Yeah.
medication, and there's none of this natural
Yeah.
healing, letting the earth do its work. So
Yeah.
that's beautiful. So let me
Yeah.
put this back to you. Nuttha, you moved to Canada, I think in 2001,
Yeah.
and it was apparently your first winter. So what was the hardest part of starting over and coming into that?
Well, actually, when I come back, when I come here, it's a culture shock. It's the weather shock and everything, and my skin just so dry. It's just like because we didn't get used to with that, and I did not think that I would stay. Every day I want to go home. I want to be home. I cry every night, and just miss my parents and miss my home, miss my culture. And I did not think that I would able to stay. And then, a couple months later, I just told myself that if I cannot change where I am, I have to change who I am. I'm going to
Wow.
become Canadian. I will know. I want to learn everything about the culture, what they're doing, and I did learn everything and just be Canadian, right? Just I didn't look like it, but I am.
Well, if all Canadians looked
Yeah,
like you, nice tan and great, nice features. I mean, I think the thing I want to just riff on this with you. The thing I thought about was Canada is such a great melting pot, they
yeah,
call it. And I came here when I was 5 years old, born in the UK, but my roots I told you about. What I really think was remarkable about your story is that you came here and you almost gave up in your mind, but you
yeah,
speak of positive thinking. And I have to say, I know a lot of people, it sounds like the way you were shaped as a child, that you learned this about survival and you had no choice. I want to also tell you that my wife came from Italy, and we married 30 years now. And
Yeah.
she told the same story to me in a different way. They came on a ship to Eastern Canada into
Yeah.
winter. They put them on a train, and as they were traveling across the country, my wife said all they saw was white outside snow.
Yeah.
And her dad used to herd sheep on the mountainside in Italy when he was in the
Yeah.
war.
Yeah.
And he was heartbroken. He wanted to go home. And it was her mom who
Yeah.
said, no, Ashenzo, we'll give it a year. We'll give it a year.
Yeah.
And sure enough, they did great things. So congratulations. Let's go into the next point about doubt and loss. So describe a low point or a day when progress about this dream wasn't really visible to you. So you had to build on the invisible, and what kept you going?
For me, when I go back to a young child, and for me, it's when at the village, it's all about survival, right? We don't have nothing, and I start my business from nothing too. It just to start from my belief that when I come here and I working in different spa, different clinic, it just feel cold, like more like transitional, like it's no experience, no journey, and also people feel like they are feel guilty to take care of themselves. They feel bad. And I grew up where self-care is part of lifestyle, part of routine. And then just like, and then, we growing up, like a lot of people here growing up here with the first word, and then they have enough to care for themselves, but they don't see that. That's what is, that want me to offering something that I know I need to change the way people thinking here. It's your life, it's your journey, it's your book, each chapter. And you need to take care of yourself. And that's why I create the
Yeah.
sanctuary that people go in. The first step, I want people to feel like they've been transported to Thailand without getting on airplane. And then all the five sense taken care of, the sight, the sound, the music, the taste, the touch. And then the whole journey become like experience and memory. And then on that, I create, affordable, luxury affordable, right? That
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
people can afford to come legally embed into their lifestyle, to the routine. And that what my goal
Yeah.
is, want people to implement into their passive routine,
I see.
because it's so important to do that. Health should be number one.
Number
Yeah.
one. So again, I go back to, I'm just going to change my camera view. You see on the back there, I point to it a lot. It's a picture of a brain,
Yeah.
a human brain. And
Yeah.
I went through a brain recovery. I had an accident 5 years ago that had
Yeah.
to recover from. And I learned about when you're talking, I learn about the brain, and the mindset you have comes from your roots. But
Yeah.
I also know that entrepreneurs who build businesses, many of them fail. Many of them are very hard to do. And
Yeah.
so to accomplish what you've accomplished is remarkable. Let's put this on the screen again. So there's
Thank
that wonderful looking lady with the background. So this is the spa. So I'm going to go into Mezzo now, which is the sector where you do your work, and talk about the influences there. So in 2005, I believe you opened the first Sabai Thai Spa. You have said you reinvested everything in the early days. What were you betting on when no one else could see your dream yet?
It's very new in that time, and nobody knows Thai spa out here either. We probably the first one, and I do not have money to start in the business either. I did not think about what money. All I think that time is what I would like to offering people a piece of Thailand, and I believe what I offering that what people need. And I have $1,000 in the bank, and I saw the space it coming up, and I reached out to the realtor and talked to the landlord. The landlord said, "You have no money in you. How are you going to start the business?" I said, "I'm young and full of energy and belief, and I think this will work. And please give me opportunity, and I will never miss your rent check." And he just hand over me the key, and after that, I'm just like, wow, what's next? I don't know how to do business in Canada, and I have no idea. But I just believe that time. I just have belief that what I'm doing. I just follow belief and follow my passion, and my passion become my purpose. And after that, the village alive here for me.
Yeah.
That is amazing. I told you, like when I grow up, people just come when you need it.
Sure.
And exactly happened exactly the same thing for me in here. People just come. The lawyer come in. Oh, I can help to corporate your company. Just give me one massage. And that person, oh, I can help you to look like the Thai wood, behind the picture. I want them to look like a teak wood, like a traditional Thai house.
Yeah.
Oh, I know how to do that, but I don't know how to make the color, but I know somebody how to make the color. And he connect to another person. Okay, I can do that. Just give me 10 massage, 10 massage, 5 massage, the website, everything, the whole company start up with a trade. It's just,
Yeah, that's incredible. I was going to say tease us and take us into the inside of the spa, but I'm going to leave it at that and let people come to see it for themselves. I think we can start dreaming, but it's remarkable to me because from what you told me, it seems you attract success. And that's what they say. When you have positive thoughts, it attracts positivity and all these people coming through. But I think what's even better is, there's two types of people, right? So some people see a lawyer come through their door and they see them just as a lawyer, nothing more than that. Somebody comes through your door and you see, how can I help them make their life healthier, better? But what can I ask them to help me with this dream? I really love that. And that you can't teach that. So going back to the spa and guests, I mentioned up front, one of the first guests sat in the lobby in tears and said it was the first time she had felt peace in months. What did that moment teach you about what you were really building?
it that is just give me the energy that wow, actually what I doing here at the beginning, I just like to create a sanctuary to s- for the space people to come in. When I started, it's not just only one, it's many of them start to crying and it's like, are you okay, are you not satisfied yourself with? No, he said, like, I never felt like this before. I just feel so contentment, so peace, so calm, and I'm just joy. It's a tear of joy. I said, okay. And then, and after that, it's just like, okay, and now like Apple Post is come in. We because we are truly genuinely care for each guest that coming
Yeah,
in. We truly care for other for Leo, and then we really treat them well. Like we always go beyond
that's amazing. Yeah,
to people coming in. We want people to have the memory and experience, and then not just only one that coming in, and then as soon the door open, it's just more and more the local come in. I want to support you. I want you to stay in business. Just yeah, I want to get 20 gift certificate. I can want to get 10, 15, 5, and I will tell everybody. And people come in. I'm going to tell everyone. I want people to come and experience what you offer, and I want you to be in business.
yeah,
And just the support from the local community is amazing. That how my business grow. I did not spend any $1 or 1 cent on the marketing. It's all grassroots marketing from the word of mouth. And I walk around, introduce the local neighborhood. We join the local event and things like that. That's how our business start. And then we get a key from, I think, August. By October, we open a door for public. Before October, of course, we do a lot of trade to get the spa open. But by October, we open the door. It just gets so busy. The phone ring. People come up. People, okay, I love what you're doing. And all the newspaper, magazine, and all those stuff coming out, we just get so busy. I have 5 team members start working with me,
yeah.
and then I teach them the same. And then I don't have any protocol, playbook, nothing. We just do everything from our heart, right? We just okay. We genuinely care for other,
Sure.
and then we want people to have experience. By the time in December come, we already have 10 team member, just a few months, and then just from less than $1,000 to start. By the time of December of the first year, I already have like 65,000. And then I
Wow.
said, wow, that's amazing. And then anyway, it's doing very well in a very short periods of time. And then of course after that I travel to Thailand. Usually I go for a couple months per year. Usually it's go
Nice.
January, I come back at end of March, and I just trust my team. Here's the key. I'll be back in a few months.
I
Because
love
of
it.
being away like that, actually I learned to create more system. I create more, okay, wow, I'm coming back. My
I see.
business still opening and everything's fine. Actually, it's okay to trust other people to
Yes,
do it, and then just inspire them and empowering them to do the best, because people want to do good job.
absolutely. I'm going to put the
Yeah.
picture back up. Everybody with Nuttha Goutier, the founder of Sabai Thai Spa. I like how you smile when I put that picture up. There's so much in there, so I want to just talk back about what you just told me, share some thoughts. So my brain goes on this journey, right? So put this back on the screen here, back Mr. Brain back there, or Mrs. Brain. One of the things that happens, I learned from my own research, is when we like somebody or the feeling of love comes up, the brain releases oxytocin, which is called the love chemical. And when oxytocin is released, it usually happens in the first 3 to 5 minutes of an experience with something or someone. We want to stay more. We want to learn more. We want to help more. And what's amazing, you told us, is that you've been able to create that feeling of love when people walk into your business. But I think it's also about you because of how you come across. Even in this interview with me, I like you. I want to stay a while. I want to get to know you. The other thing I wanted to mention, something remarkable you said, which everybody, I think you can learn from Nuttha by listening back to this. I love how you said you go to Thailand, you trust your team, but you come back and you can create more systems. And so my background, I'm a CEO by my industry experience. And I know that businesses that are able to be sold or can stay long-term and have value, have systems and processes. So when the owner or the founder sleeps, the business can work. That is very hard to do. So congratulations on what you've accomplished there. And I like the word team. Do you have family, children, or just you and your husband?
I have 4 children.
Well, see, that's crazy good. That's incredible. I didn't know that, so I'm going to spin and brag on your behalf. Everybody, listen. What we just heard there is everything you told us you just did, or you've done and still do, and then raising 4 children. That's remarkable. So how do you make time for the children? Are they working in the business or?
Well, some of them are already helping, and then a lot of them just want to do because they're still young. My youngest one, 6.5 years old, right? My twin.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, they're still like, okay, mommy, when can we go to help you at work? My older daughter, usually she go in and help be a guest service in the spa, and they already understand it's a family business. They're okay, a quality control. Okay, that when it go in, the person have to greet this way. This person have to say, okay, this one have to ask this way, mommy. And just like, okay, would you like to go into 100 checklists? Quality control. yes, mommy. Yes, can I go do that? It's so cute. I'm enjoying it.
That's great. That's wonderful, and it makes me think about businesses that pass down for generations. I've also learned from somebody told me I had on my show as a business creator that it's hard for family businesses to pass generationally because sometimes the children don't want to be. But you've cornered the family by having 4. So if 3 say no, you still have 1 who say. So I think that's a good strategy. Have more kids, everybody. All right, let's just put this out and have you speak to it. You came up in a wellness market that often, from what I learned, often sells relaxation as something people have to earn. You got to be able to afford it. You got to earn it. You see it differently. Why do you believe self-care belongs in everyday life?
It's so important. Yourself is like a car. Your life is a journey. You have beginning and the end. Each chapter of your journey. If you don't take care of yourself, it's same like a car. You have to have oil change. You have to have cleaning. You have to have gasoline. You can't just keep grinding it. Oh, I'm going to do that when I get up to this. When I go do that. And then if you grinding yourself into that, you're going to be like the car running out with oil. And then you're going to burn out. When you burn out, you're mentally and physically pull you down. And that when you have to take a break without your choice because your health want you to take a break. But if you really want to get where you are, you manage your time. Usually for me, it's about the time and you respect that time and then pull the weed out. Usually what happened with a lot of entrepreneurs is you have so many thoughts coming in and just spinning over here. And then you feel like you work so hard, but actually you're just spinning. It's like a weed in the garden, right? None of them are very useful. Actually it's active, but it's not helping, not doing the work. What I do to that is just pull the weed out. What actually the work that actually you need to do. You manage your time. I have time. I wake up 5:30 or 6 in the morning. before I get up, I reconnect to myself. I do my pause, my gratitude, my breathing, for whatever, 3 minute, you know, breathing exercise, three things that I feel grateful for, and then what three things that I'm looking forward to. And then I
Yes.
reset my day. I I grounded myself, and then I go in. I do my yoga, I do my swimming, I do my exercise, and then by the time at 7, I already have my own time on
Yes.
myself, and then I already have reset. I feel refreshing. I feel energized, and I tell myself I'm ready for the day. Right? If everything go off in a sideway, you just take a deep breath and go back, and then just
Absolutely.
reassessment, and then just ignore it, and then move on. And then during the work, you just say, okay, this time I'm gonna do this work. Everything, all the weed, not allowed to come in. Right? You're just working, you just focus in that time. And here's the family time. You just cut off.
Yeah.
Here's the work. It's off. And I'm family time. I'll reconnect and go back again. And that's how you manage your time. And here's the time to care for myself. I still go in and get massage, and I still do good at work. I hang out with my kid. I take them out for bike and boating and hanging out. I still go to activity.
So
And then
nice.
I
Yeah.
feel, I think it's the days. I feel I have done a lot throughout one day. Okay, it's just
Yeah, I'm just writing some notes on. I have this little pad of paper here for every guest, and I fill it up with sayings so that the guests make that are unique. And I love this word you use a lot, and I've heard it before, but not in this context of weeds, pulling the weeds out. So in the mind, pulling out the negative thoughts. I also want to honor some of the things you're saying about family, because I'm imagining if I'm your child or I'm your son or daughter, as a young age, my brain is being shaped because I'm taking in what I see from mom and her behavior. This is fabulous, because you're creating future leaders in your children who lead by looking after themselves. I also wrote down here, oxygen mask. There's a saying you've probably heard about, put your oxygen mask on first, because you're no good to anybody else. And so I like your morning routine, and I think it's always curious to me how high level leaders, especially, I think it's a North American ethos that people are workaholics. And I have a lot of guests from the U.S. I've worked in the United States as a leader, but they burn out. There's cancer, there's critical illness. If you, I remember saying to an HR person in the U.S. once, because I was running a Canadian company, Anita, and I remember saying to them, we're building our benefits program, and the starting holiday is 3 weeks. And then as you stay longer in the company, it goes up to 5 weeks. And they laughed at us. They said, you Canadians, you never work enough. You have all these vacation. And I'm going like, well, you're all dying over there and having critical illness. So I think this part I'm going to say to the audience, go visit this spa and bring this routine into your life. Go try and see what it's like, the experience. It's amazing. I put this back on the screen for the next question because it relates to something in there. So when you open this, the Sabai Thai Spa, a lot of people don't know what the word Sabai means. Is there a specific meaning to it or something to that?
Yeah, Sabai is pretty much well-being, relax, contentment, and comfort. That's the word Sabai mean in English.
And where did you come up with the idea to use that? Did it just come to you, or did you bring it from Thailand in your mind?
This is the Thailand word that every time when you're asking if you go to Thailand, we'll ask you, Sabai di mai? Like, how are you? Sabai di mai?
I see.
People, Sabai. I'm good. I'm contentment. I'm well-being. I'm good. Like, it just, that Sabai, it just a common word that I'm well-being. I'm contentment. I'm peace.
Yeah.
I'm happy. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Thanks for sharing that, because I didn't know that. I'm going to go tell my wife after. So you came, sorry, I just lost my space. Here we go. Most service businesses, they lose their warmth the moment they grow bigger. So you probably heard about this, right? The more you scale business, you kind of lose that intimacy. So you went from one spa to, I think, 8 now, and then this incredible gift you're giving to people who want to franchise. How do you hire and train so that care you've created doesn't get watered down as you grow?
Is that what my concern the most when we grow, even just from one location to the second location, exactly the same thought that I had before. Okay, how can I get one location before I'm in a lot, right? And then the second location, I'm not into the second location often anymore. And then after that, you know, we open the third and fourth. That's not possible for me to be everywhere anymore. That's
Yeah.
what we create is a system. And then the system, we have the cultural plus, because for me, it's all about the cultural, because what I want people to experience is the people feel belonging, the people where they're working. You see each other so much. You need to feel belonging. It's like a family. Yeah, for me, my satisfy or my success to me when I see my staff happy and get along well to other. They hang out after they're working. They go to activity together. They go out dinner together and then become best friend. And
I
that is
like that.
satisfying, right? For me, is that is my successful. And same thing with the customer. The customer, give us a lot of good review and happy and smile and cry with joy and the result. And that it's fill me from the inside. I just growing energy that's what successful, that what
Yeah.
I'm happy with, right? And for me, in that point, what we're going in the cultural, we have cultural plus program, and then what we training, and people will be training a lot of mindset training. We said there are many people out there, and what we doing, what our mission, what our purpose in a company is, we genuinely care for other. If you want to hire someone to work with your location, ask them this question. This is what we do. Would
Yes.
you see
Yes.
yourself doing this, what we do? If they don't see that, doesn't matter how many year experience qualification, they're not
I
matched.
totally agree
If
with
they're
you.
not matched, they will not be happy. And
Yeah.
that what we just find a match that who want to
I
serve
see.
the same
Yeah.
thing.
I want to go talk more about the franchising for a moment, but before that, I want to share you had me think of a story recently.
Yeah.
My wife and I, we were world travelers, and we're gonna come to your spa, by the way. Again, I've never been. Anna has to your spa, but we like hotels, and we
Yeah.
go to spa experiences in hotels. Right.
Yeah.
My favorite boutique hotel in Vancouver is downtown. I won't mention the name because this is
Yeah.
about you. But we went there because I've been married 30 years, and I want to take my wife somewhere special. And I
Yeah.
have to leave for London in a few weeks for my graduation.
Yeah.
And we went to this hotel, and the guest to staff ratio is like 7-1. It's
Yeah.
boutique, and we've been
Yeah.
going there all our lives. So this is what happens. We've always had that great intimate service. They remember you by name. They
Yeah.
smile. People, you just can't find that. But we were sitting in the lounge having something to eat, and I went to the washroom. So through the lobby, it's a small lobby, but it's
Yeah.
beautiful. Down these stairs, Nita, and then at the bottom of the stairs, you go either right or left. Right to
Yeah.
right to the women, left to the men. And when I had my concussion, I told you I had an injury years ago. It
Yeah.
affected my vision a little bit. So a little
Yeah.
bit when I look up and down, sometimes it's latent. Anyway, I'm telling the story for a reason. So I'm going down the stairs, and there's a woman walking up the stairs. She looked like Filipino, beautiful smile.
Yeah.
She's carrying linen in bags, and she looks at me and she goes, "Hello." I said, "Hi." And then I walk down to the bottom and I start going to the right, and I hear this little voice from behind me. "No, sir, to the left." She stood at the top of the stairs, turned around, watched me to make sure I went into the men's room instead of the women's room. And I looked around and I looked back and I went, "Oh my God, who would do that?" And I said, "Thank you." And she smiled and then she left. Now she's the cleaner. She doesn't have to do that.
Yeah.
I said to my wife, the one thing about my stay that I'll never forget this trip was that one woman, that little thing she did. And I think that's what you just taught us with your story.
Yeah.
The staff at your spas, they make these memorable moments where
Yeah.
people never forget. So thanks
Yeah.
for sharing that. What an amazing connection.
Oh,
We have a few
we I
more questions.
love it. I just hear so many times. I hear stories. I don't go quite often. Sometimes I stop by to different
Yeah.
location. When I go, I just go to get massage. But when I go stop by and just like, wow, I saw like donuts, food, trades, a gift, and actually a lot of customers. They just, oh, I just drove by. I want to drop you the donuts
Wow.
here and things like that. And then you all hear some stuff from my garden. Stop come in, and they actually become, making friend with the customer. They actually become create a good connection, become part of the community. It's so nice to see and hear, and then it's still happening. Even I'm not there anymore, it's still continue
Yeah.
happening. Yeah.
And I think that's from your land where you came from. You know, I watch cooking shows because I'm a home cook, and I see shows. I see shows about Thailand.
Yeah.
And there's a fellow named Rick Stein who's a British chef, and he went to Thailand and filmed all these shows. And what you speak, I feel when I watch that. It's the culture of the people, right? And I think maybe North Americans. I love all people, but maybe our North American people who never grew up with that have to start appreciating when you don't have much and you come from simplicity, right?
Yeah.
You appreciate everything you have, you work harder, but you treat people differently. So I want to ask you about the spa franchise. I think you have someone looking after your franchising program, or you've got other people helping you. Maybe it's your husband, I forgot, but you're now opening these franchise partners. So when you hand over your life's work to someone else to carry on, how do you protect the heart of it? Do you look for somebody who's from Thailand, or is it back to what you said about spending time with them, mentoring them? Is it a system where you're videotaped and they watch you or something? How does it work?
Exactly the same that when we bring in who want to work with our company. For franchisee partner, the partner we're looking for is many million people living in the world, in Canada or US here. What we looking is not many. Like we want to open 100 in Canada. We're not going to have 100 franchise person, probably 20 or 30 people before
I
we'll
see.
open multi-unit. I'm looking for 30 people. And then I'm looking for the people who have the right mindset, that who see the same vision, that want to carry this vision to their community. Yeah, if they
I
don't
see.
have the people person, or if you don't want to see the same, you're not the right fit, you're not the right match. That what we're looking for is the match, that who want to help the community and want to create this good space for their staff, and who want to create the same thing. This is what, when we interview, this is what I like to do, and then this is what we want to continue to carry on. Would you see yourself doing this? If you don't see yourself doing this, you're not the right match to our brand, and we not recommend you to move forward. And
Sure.
some people we did not move forward with franchising because we didn't see the right fit. I'm just looking for the fit, and I don't need many people, and that's what
I see. Yeah,
we
I think that's wonderful. And I wrote down on my paper here, you said you told us what the word Sabai means, well-being.
Yeah.
So I just wrote down Sabai mindset. And that's what you're looking for. So, if I wanted to be a franchisor and run a spa, I'd want you to teach me. I mean, this is what you want, right? Somebody who can be honest with you and tell you, this is how you behave. This is how you come through to the customer. That's very cool. Let me just put something else out here. You built this as an Asian woman in Western market, and you chose to lean into your Thai heritage rather than just blending in and making it like North American spa.
Yeah.
Was that ever frightening? And what did owning your culture give you that blending in maybe couldn't?
For me, when I look back, I just see actually I see opportunity, because it's nothing like what I offering here at all. And then what we have here is just so different. I just want to offer something different that people can experience. You get a choice. People can choose to experience what I offer, or people can choose the other way. It's just, I think it's more variety option for people are better.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I've been to your website. We'll tell the audience at the end about that. Well, just going off my storytelling here for a moment. What if you were to describe Thai massage? What's a characteristic about a Thai massage for people who maybe don't know?
A Thai massage is like Thai stretch. It's like a lazy man yoga, right? Someone, stretching for you. It's a press
really?
point and stretching combined together.
Nice.
If you do regularly, it's just
I see.
so benefit for you, right? Your joint movement, your body, plus your muscle tension just get loosen up even more, because it's just a technique itself. It's helped so much. Yeah.
I see. And what do you recommend for the duration of if somebody wanted to do a massage? Is it like 45 minutes? What's the best first?
80 minutes. Longer is better, but usually we offer 50 and 80. 80 minutes is just what I recommend for people to do.
Yeah.
Just weekly, 80 minutes.
Nice.
That's when you go in, reset yourself and reconnect to yourself and pause.
That's very cool. And do you do couples, like two people in the same room
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
want
we
this?
do have a couple room as well.
Yeah. I kind of like this idea you just said, bring it, make it part of your lifestyle,
Yeah,
right? So we have, I'm a big advocate for mental health.
yeah,
And so we have things we do like meditation, or like you said,
yeah,
you taught us gratitudes first thing in the morning, positive
yeah,
energy. But why not bring in, if you can afford it, and some companies maybe have programs, why not bring in a regular spa treatment, Thai massage? I like that a lot. Uh, and I think a lot of people sit all day and maybe not as active.
yeah.
So very interesting. Let me ask you this. If more people treated rest and care as essential rather than an option, what do you think would change in people's homes, in workplaces, in communities, in the world?
We're gonna have a better world if you do that weekly. Imagine that if you go
Yeah,
in and get yourself, you stop your weed on your head or your mind, and you just pause. And here I am. I have this hour for 50 minutes for myself weekly, and then you just reconnect yourself. How would your body feel if your body can speak to you? Your
yeah,
body gonna feel relaxed. You're gonna feel more calmer. Your mood gonna be better mood. You're gonna be more kinder. You're gonna filter the word that coming out more, right? What you're gonna say. And when you go home, instead get grumpy or mad to your partner or the kid, now you're going to be more kinder to the person next to you, your
yeah.
coworker, your colleague, your, stranger. Actually,
Wow.
that's how you quit. We actually quit. If everyone doing that, we're going to be a better ourselves. The main thing is ourselves. Number one, we're going to be a better version of themselves. And then the people around us, we're going to be better. And then we're going to be healthier. We think more clear instead keep grinding to the work and get burned out. You probably have more clear thinking and making a right decision. You probably don't get burned out. You don't have to grind, right? Even just a small pause that you
Sure.
do for yourself to reconnect like that, it will make a big difference. Everyone can afford it. People say, "Oh, I can't afford it." Yes, you can if you see the value of it. Invest in your health, your well-being. It should be number one. We can afford it. It's just, in my country, people earn way less. They don't have money. You're in a farmer. How can they afford it? Actually, you're
Yes.
here. You're in the first world country. Well, we have a lot of material wealth and financial wealth, and actually it just, if you see that value to your life, and that
I
you
totally
can
agree.
afford it. Yeah,
No, I think everybody come back, listen to this part here that Nita just told us, because I sometimes I get frustrated, right? Because I do hear people say, "Well, I can't afford that. It's a luxury, whatever." But here's the thing: like I know people who they work hard all their lives, and then they have a heart attack or stroke, or they have a wake up call, right?
yeah,
And then they have to go do all this health stuff, and
yeah.
there's thousands of dollars in medication and this and that, and they do it,
And
and
too
I'm
late
like,
too.
it's too late.
Yeah,
So, budget, go and look at where you're
yeah,
spending money, and then what's the value on furthering your life and your health.
yeah,
I really appreciate what you said there. And I wrote
yeah,
down again, kinder. What a vision Nita has for the world. I think if we had a kinder world, kinder leaders,
yeah,
kinder parents, the world would be better. And maybe
yeah,
that's part of the Sabai mindset. It's not
yeah,
just well-being, it's kinder
yeah,
people in the world.
yes,
That's pretty amazing.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
we have a
If you, yeah,
yeah, go
sorry,
ahead.
yeah. Yeah, I said it's not anything with go back to that. If you really invest on yourself like a weekly, 2 times a week, monthly, whatever, in that, if you do that throughout your whole life, would you think you live longer?
Absolutely.
Yes.
There's no doubt.
Would
Yeah,
that money that you invest in is worth it? If you're crying to it, by the time you're 50 or something, now your body in pain, you're achy, you're grumpy, and then you just burn out, whole world is just terrible. And or you just keep doing the work, keep your routine, keep your ritual, and then you will live longer. You extend your life, and then actually, not just only that, the journey that you're doing, your business, your work, your family, and everything, the whole journey, actually, you can joy.
for sure.
You can
Yeah.
have joy the whole life that's going on. That what I would like people to see. It's just not about, oh, here, oh, expensive. I have to do one time, but it's not about one time. It's about ongoing that
For sure.
keep your body healthy for long run, long term.
Yeah, I totally agree. And again, I'm a business executive. My background, my wife is a professional and manager in the bank. And when we travel, we always bring a massage, and it's for that reason. I've never really looked at it that way. What's also interesting is I thought about natural health, and what you're really teaching us is preventive health. And so doing these types of experiences are preventive. I mentioned I went through this brain injury. I fell on my head in a bathtub, and my story's on my website, but I'd never experienced depression. I'd never experienced anxiety. And for years, I went and had to get help with that. And I'm through it now, Nita. But what's interesting is there's so much statistics out there, absenteeism in the workplace. 1 in 3 people has a mental health challenge. They never talk about it. PTSD, past trauma that's not resolved. And when I started doing psychiatry just to deal with my own depression, my doctor would tell me that, go and get a massage, go and have a warm bath, go for a walk in nature, calm your mind, get the neuromodulators, all these chemicals in your brain, get yourself flowing with good, kind feeling and joy. And I think that's a big part of the gift that you're giving the world. So I wanted to say thanks for doing that. Just have a couple more things here.
Yeah.
So you've built this business together with your teams. And when is your husband active in the business? Does he have a role in it?
He's active. Yeah.
Okay. I think I saw him on the website or a picture. I might have seen. What's his nationality?
He's a local BC boy. He's local Canadian.
Okay. So then if he was here, I would honor him, but I'll position this. What's his name? First name?
Jacques Goutier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jacques. Okay. Hey, Jacques.
Yeah.
We got to honor both of you guys for the work, 4 kids, all that. So when the two of you talk about the next, we call this the unwritten chapter. It's a segment I do as I close the interview soon. When the two of you talk about the next chapter, what are you still chasing that you have not reached yet?
What we want to see, I guess, is more like my dream. He just helped me to fulfill my dream, right? And he just love what I envision it. A dream is just to see the Sabai in every community that people can accessible.
I see.
It's accessible, affordable, luxurious. That's what I see, right?
That's a great next chapter. It's a great vision. And everybody get back out there, visit Nita's Spa. Let's help you get there. The last question before we go to wrapping up, we'll have an award for you, but we'll do that last. This segment is called the Warrior's Torch. So we asked the last guest to leave a question for you. The last guest last week left a question for you. Now, they didn't know who you were, and I never tell them your gender or anything. And I told them to watch the show, and they'll see you answer it. And then we're going to get a question from you to share with our next guest. We can do that offline if you want. So here's the question. It's fairly straightforward. What do you see as the biggest problem in the world today?
What the biggest thing that I see the problem in the world today? For me, what I see, people just don't take time for themselves. That's the biggest problem. When you don't take time for yourself, everything else is just you just see the world differently, right?
Yeah.
When your world are perfect, you will not see your world are perfect.
Yeah. That's wonderful. What a great answer. And to our guest who left it, please hope you enjoy the answer. From all my life being in business, a lot of the high-level leaders who you probably met through your spa, like vice presidents, directors, owners, a lot of these people, there's a saying, it's lonely at the top. So it's really lonely, a lot of pressure, but there's 2 things you don't have: not enough time. Nobody has enough time. And then if you ask most of these people, there's not enough money to run their businesses or whatever. And I think that is a fact. And so how do we make time? I think people should come and talk to you and find a way where they can schedule into their busy schedule. Or in fact, I'll tell you this. A lot of us have assistants when we're executives. So when I was a CEO of a company, I had an executive assistant, wonderful lady. It's like, all I have to do is say, hey, can you go schedule once a month or once every 2 weeks? Make sure you put an hour in my calendar to do this, to go to this place for natural wellness, right? It can be done. All right. We're going to honor you with something now. Did you know you're getting an award?
I did not know that.
Okay, well you do. And what I'd really like, because you're local, is to present it to you in person. Usually I'll mail it out after.
Yeah.
But if we can work it out, I have to leave out of country for a bit, but maybe sometime when I'm back.
Yeah,
So this
sounds
is called, sure. So this, and we'll get a photograph. So this is called a challenge coin. Have you heard of challenge coins?
Oh, no, not yet.
Okay. It comes with this, and I'll just tell the audience that challenge coins surfaced during the World War I era. The practice of carrying a coin designed specifically for a unit was popular with the Army Special Forces. Carrying the coin at all times, presenting it when challenged to prove the affiliation with that unit resulted in a number of consequences for those who couldn't produce their own coin. The most popular required the coinless soldier to buy a round of drinks. That practice continues today.
Yeah.
But challenge coins are collected, and they're all around the world. First responders. My father was an alcoholic, so he had his own version of coin.
Yeah.
When I started the show, I wanted to have 1% of the people in the world come through my show. People who have done something with the deep story in their life and making an impact. So you're one of those people. So the front of the coin, they're hand painted and crafted, is the show, and they're beautiful, I think. And then the back is based on the narrative of storytelling. It's the hero journey, where you go and you seek and you come back and you take what you have and turn it into something great. So congratulations and welcome to the Quiet Warrior community. This is yours.
Thank you so much. I'm honored to have that coin.
Yeah, I hope to see it in your one day sitting in your office, probably with your other awards, which I'm sure you have many. Yeah. So on that note, I'm going to just ask you to say anything you want to say to the audience that you haven't said, and where can we find information about the spa itself?
Yeah, for me, for the audience to see, it just daily reset yourself every day and ground it yourself and start your day with a new day every day. And for all the entrepreneur out there, don't grind so hard and don't work too hard, and take a moment to care for yourself. That will be better result that way.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, there you have it. You've heard it from Nuttha Goutier, the founder and CEO of Sabai Thai Spa. You can find them online, the website. Please go and check it out. And everybody, find your true passion and your, I'll say, Sabai mindset, like you hear from Nuttha, and live life that you deserve and desire. We'll see you next week on the Quiet Warrior Show. And Nuttha, it's been an absolute honor having you here, and hope to visit you soon.
Thank you for having me here.
You're welcome. Stand by.
Thank you for listening to the Quiet Warrior Show. Create is a motive-based leadership development firm. www.kreat.ca.
Okay, just stand by. We're still online. I'm going to just take it off here so nobody sees us.